Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Miss Best Reviews channel. We have James back from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Good evening, James.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
I love it. I love it. He's back. Y'all, I don't care for
Yes,
doing lives alone, so I'm always happy to have James with me. Keeps me motivated. When are you coming
yes.
back on your channel
I
so the
will be
people
back preemptively. I'll be back when Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is back. But I'm gonna do a couple of lives to kind of get caught up. I'm gonna do one for Love and Marriage Huntsville, one for Heart and Hustle Houston, and I'm also going to do I have another show? Or is it only those two?
know? I think that's it right now until
Okay.
Salt Lake City is back, but you got a lot coming. So
I do got a lot coming, and then I'm also gonna do a Real Housewives of Potomac preview live with me, Mrs. Best, and Shayna underscore MCD. Hopefully, she agrees. She always does. Shout out to our girl Shayna underscore MCD, who always be showing us love and joining us when we ask her. So we
mm.
appreciate it.
I love Shayna. She's sweet. She really does uplift her peers, especially those who are black. And I'm excited for her because she's been interviewing some of the stars on BMF. She
Yes.
has some interviews with some people on other shows we cover, like Never Ever Met. So she's doing stuff. I'm glad she's monetized. I'm glad James is back. Things are finally coming back into what I'm used to on the YouTube streets. What's poppin',
Right.
Danny? Good
Hi,
evening.
Shani. Thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, and I'm sorry this live is late, you guys. I had to pick. I was like, I could go live or I could write an essay. So I chose to go live instead because I don't have much to say to put into a paper right now. I'm so sick of school, James. But let's get into the episode. This episode is titled Birthday Blues Cruise. The ladies have been on a Virgin Voyages cruise, which is a cruise that I tell my husband all the time we need to go on because it includes everything and ain't no raggedy ass kids running around the ship. Peace. Adulthood. Just watch out for the upside down pineapples. Lord help us. But they're on a cruise and they have a 80s night like aerobics, which I thought was actually a cute theme. It does make sense. Gertie, I'm just gonna say you're a vibe. Hi, DM Rocks with the aerobics. But I am not really gonna go over their discussion about Lisa and Larsa because I'm sick of it. And I feel like since we know in this episode Lisa and Larsa talk, I'm gonna just come back to that, y'all. But I would like to point out that Julia in braids is the exact reason why Black women create and primarily wear them. What the hell was on her head? I'm really annoyed with Julia.
I was offended. I
Because if
was
you're gonna
offended.
wear
I
them,
was
wear them right.
offended looking at that. I was offended of her with the leave out right here at the sides. I was offended by all of that. I was like, why, lady, are you doing this? Like, to me, what is your real problem? Now, some people were saying online that maybe she was trying to make her new children more comfortable. And I'm like,
Then put some fucking braids in their head,
right.
not your own. You
Is
about
that
to confuse them. I I can't. I
I would
can't. And
who
her
I
voice
was
starts
I
to
wish I would have screenshot that comment and sent it to you because I was like, no, that's not what you do. Like, you don't do anything that is culturally inappropriate. If you want them to be in their culture, you tell them, would you like some braids or would you like to dread your hair? We can take you to a shop where you can get that done. You don't sit up there and wear the shit yourself. And then as a white woman, you going at it with another black woman on national TV and then doing this. This is crazy work.
Julia and Martina give Colin Kaepernick's parents. That's all I'm going to say. If you haven't watched the documentary, I encourage you to. I assume James has based on his face. Um,
Because that was the most accurate thing I have ever heard in my life. I
they
was
think
like,
they're
whoa.
so inclusive, but then when the boy wanted cornrows, they was like, "Oh no!" Like,
It was like, because it don't match. That's the problem. It doesn't match. It was like this man lost his career and everything, thinking I'm thinking he coming from Fight the Powerhouse, and he's not coming from that at all. And I was like, oh, I'm I'm shocked. Because I
you
sure
should be
thought some Black
Lord.
Panthers lived in that house. I was for 100% sure.
No,
I think I even said that when he first started doing what he was doing. I said he got Black Panthers in this house. I know he grew up with that. So to see this documentary, I was like, oh,
It just goes to show, though, bringing him up with Julia. That's the only like shred of hope I have. If she doesn't infuse the culture that her Black children do need to have, they're gonna find it. It's hard to deny. They'll find it in
oh
some
no,
way.
it's
I hate to
Miami.
say
They'll definitely find it. Absolutely.
it's
There's going to be
everywhere.
so many different versions of it. I hope they find the correct one. But at the end of the day, they will find it.
We just gonna pray they don't end up like a mirror. Amen. Um,
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Oh my God,
y'all,
Mrs. Best. Oh,
that luckily that show was canceled, so I'm gonna have to replace it with something. But Stephanie, Julia, Kiki, Adriana, and Gertie, they're all chit chatting and whatnot. And I'm not gonna give too much light to Adriana being sour about her birthday. We all have to get older. Me personally, I have the attitude of I can't wait till my hair is white so that I can talk shit to people and get away with it. But not everybody looks forward to getting older. I just look forward to having life figured out. But I guess Adriana's sour. Womp womp womp. Wipe your tears, girl. I don't know what to tell you.
I didn't
Uh,
understand that.
it was weird. It's like just
I
be
didn't
grateful
understand
for
that
a
at
lot.
all. I was because here's the thing. At first, I thought Kiki was being shady. Was it Kiki us or was it
Yeah, it was Kiki.
yeah, I thought she was being shady at first because I was like, what's wrong with why would you ask that question? Like, dude. But then when Adriana was like really like in her like feelings about it, and then when they do that flashback, I was like, oh, she really is like
I think she's
definitely
well
afraid of
over
getting older.
55. She's an older woman, but she looks great.
She does. Like, I don't
My
know. I
husband was
don't
like, "Why is this
understand.
lady tripping? She still
Because
look like
isn't
she's in her
Stephanie younger
30s."
than her? And Stephanie look
Yeah,
older.
yeah, yeah. That's because
So
all
that's
that
why I
work
was
she had
like,
done.
why don't you just embrace that? Because that's something to be proud of. That's not something you should be ashamed of.
Looks
But you
good.
know,
She's highly intelligent. She got a man.
mhm,
Girl, smile. And she got money.
right.
Why are you upset?
I think because you know what, as someone who lived in that part of Florida, I, I think I get it. I do because there's a lot to compete with out there because people are half naked in that city. So I
You
think
get to a certain age, maybe she has to
no.
do some growth
Be
as
because
an
when you go
adult.
to the no,
Don't
because when
move.
you go to the places they go to, like the Blue Martini and everything, girl, when I tell you it is literally 22-year-olds with men in wheelchairs pushing them because they know they finna get a whole lot of pay. They finna get their rent paid, their car note paid. It's a lot. And then her husbands like hers, they do look at them women, and I'm not saying he does it. I'm not saying he does it at all. But what I'm saying is like they do step out and go out all night and stuff. And their wives always feel like I can't compete with that. So the fact that I'm getting older is another reminder that I'm not able to
This is
compete.
stupid. If that's just fucking move. She has the money. I'm not gonna do it with Adriana. I'm not.
I'm not
I'm
either, but
not.
that's
It's
all I
late.
could think of.
Let me tell you this, Adriana, get over it. Some people don't get to live to see the next day. Some people pass away too soon. Some people are sick right now. I have a friend battling cancer. She's just
Oh,
happy to wake up each day. So it's like there's so much happening in the world. Just be grateful that you're educated, you're beautiful, you're here, and I have clients that are Adriana's age that I do clinical work for. Hell, I'm ordering them walkers and wheelchairs and shit. She's able to still strut her stuff in some stilettos. So I'm like, this is the fit she was throwing too, just looking like a kid, mad as hell.
like someone took her last piece of candy. It was
Right.
like it was just so silly. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like,
Her face
but
was
that's why I
looking where my
said
mama used to eat my Halloween candy. I used to be mad as
right. Mm. It was like because that's why I said I thought the question I had to rewind it because I didn't hear what Kiki said. That's why I was like, "What did Kiki ask her?" Because it was like, "Dang, did you just offend her?" And y'all know I don't like Kiki at all. So it's like one of them situations. I'm like, Kiki, what did you do? Because you always doing something. But then when I heard her say what she said, I was like, "Oh, that wasn't that bad. What the heck is she mad at?"
You called her ratchet and she called you old because you was too
Yeah.
old to be acting that way. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's the truth. But Lisa, Larsa, they talk. Both of
Move
these
on.
women, they irk me because they're both so shallow. They're both full of shit. They both make dumb decisions as it relates to men, and they both have a lot of injections and things inside of them. But I'm gonna just say this. Larsa being upset about paparazzi when far worse things are being said to me is just really shallow. And Lisa, I noticed this, and I'll say this about narcissists because Lisa was found to be a narcissist. And here's some more supporting evidence coming from your friendly uh, little YouTuber here. Narcissists in situations where they're called out and are wrong, they never want to go over the small details. They never do. When you can point out they're wrong, they're not going to say sorry. They're not going to acknowledge it and discuss it. They're going to, let's not go back in the past. Let's not worry about the small details. Let's just agree to disagree. But you wasn't saying that before I had to come and point all of this out. So I'm looking, I don't like Larsa, but I do think as a friend, Lisa's wrong. There's no way in hell that my man or any of my friends' men are going to be texting my phone if we have an issue. If I have an issue with James, his man ain't going to text me. And vice versa. My man ain't going to text him. That's weird. Let the people who have the problem have the problem. Why are other people getting involved? But when it's your spouse, that's even messier. And I'm all for writing for your spouse, but I'm also all for stepping in and being like, hey, also best, don't be arguing with no bitch now, especially one that you're not with. Like, that's crazy to me. So I'm looking at Jody like he's the problem, but Lisa needs to check her man. How do you feel
She,
about this too?
I went back and forth with that in my mind because here's the thing. Larsa and Lisa don't have the history that you and I have.
They
Like
don't. But
if
even if
like
it's
we put it in
somebody
perspective.
shallow, nobody's man should be texting their friend, especially when they having
No,
problems.
I hear you. I got you. No, I totally I agree with that. But when you really put the perspective of like, let's say for example, because what they were arguing about was stupid, but let's say it was real serious. And let's say I confided and said, like, dang, me and Amina just really went through this and we ain't never went through anything in our friendship because we haven't. And I really feel bad about this. And like, I want to call her, but I can't because I just don't, I can't really, I don't know if she'll accept a call. I really think he would pick up the phone call. You'd be like, hey, James is like really like upset about
That's
something.
different though. That's a
That's what I'm
different
saying. But that's why I said,
context.
that's why I went back and forth with this. I know he was being messy, but at the same time, what I'm saying is like, I was like, okay, I get what you're saying, but then at the same time, like the circumstances could be different. I'm just saying I must look at that as situational. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it as situational
It's
because
their
there could be
situation. That's all I'm referring it to. That shit is crazy. And
no, it is.
when you get to a point of friendship where like you've been with someone for a while or they know and they see something's hurt, that's fine. I've had friends who have like I don't have any married friends these days, unfortunately. But I've had friends that
Unfortunately.
like have people they've been with for some reason for like 15 years without being married. I'm not judging them. And it works. It works for them. I'm just wondering when they're gonna figure it out. But I have friends who have done that, and I have someone whose dude has called me and been like, "Yeah, I don't know what to do, or I'm frustrated, or when I've had an issue with a friend, they've been like, oh, well, she cares. I just don't want to see y'all fall out." So I can understand that, but in the context of these two's friendship, there's no reason Jody, who's a new nigga around, when Lisa wasn't even divorced from her old nigga, should be
Right.
getting involved with the drama that this lady is having technically at her job. He's interfering with her work because this is her job. So
But
I'm
he
looking
knows
at
she need
Jody
this
like,
check. So he trying to make sure, she hit the heavy hitter with this one.
Lord, he irritates me though.
I know how men like that work. That's why I said no. He's one of those that like he knows she need this check. So in furthermore of instances, we gonna make sure you continue to get it. If I have to insert myself to make sure the drama keep going, I'm gonna do it. That's what he
That's
gives me.
another thing that does seem possible because he does seem
Hmm.
very invested
Yes.
in keeping some type of drama going. Because common sense, most men would avoid bullshit with women. That's just a fact.
Yes.
That is an absolute fact. So the
Hmm.
fact that he throws himself into it, he probably has motive, and I don't see him doing shit. She's like, he runs my life. I'm like, girl, is he your assistant or your man, Lisa?
Right. Because we
Figure it
confused on what's
out.
going on here and where is his job.
Talk about y'all sleeping in other rooms and stuff.
Right. What does he do?
Yeah.
She still has yet to explain that to us. So I'm trying to figure out what he do. And so it makes sense to me for him to involve himself. He's the Peter Thomas of Miami.
Hmm. Lisa needs some more black friends because your black friends gonna tell you, and they won't give a damn what he doing, what bill he pay,
Right.
because he has.
Exactly. Especially in Miami. Yes, they real nosy. So yeah, why he always here? He ain't got to work.
I want to know.
Where's 9 to 5?
I feel like he saw that she was vulnerable. I feel like there is some type of something in her attraction there,
Yep.
but like I don't ever see like that chemistry that goes past the attraction with them at
To
all.
me, Lisa gives me she wanted a yes man.
Mm,
And I don't think she necessarily got it fully. I think he's a yes man to some extent. Like I think he does, appease her in some type of way. But part of me thinks that he is riding her coattails a little bit.
yes,
And that's where it's, you know, a drawn statement where I don't think he's a full yes man, but I do think that he appeases her in a way where it comes off like that. And that's where I'm like, okay, you need something to do because you're way too involved. Nobody else's husband is as involved as you. So what's going on?
that's the truth. That's the truth. I agree with that because he says yes to everything in the end. Shanny said he gonna keep his woman off the chopping block. Make sure she keep her paycheck.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree with that because that's how it comes off. Like
Mm.
if I didn't, and y'all, let me tell you, I haven't been watching this show from the beginning. I caught it season 3 or season 4. So like whenever that mama died, that's when I started watching it. So for me, looking at this whole situation and looking at him, oh yeah, I know what I'm looking at. And plus,
Mhm.
I lived there. There's plenty of those men out there that lived off, because Miami is, a very pretentious, very image conscious place to be. And unfortunately, some men don't make the cut. So they live vicariously through the women because some of the women, depending on what, plastic surgeon they blow their bodies up with, that's what gets them through the door a lot of the times.
That's
So,
the truth. That
yeah.
is the truth.
So I know what I'm looking at when I see it.
So, y'all, Kiki's messy ass brings up Stephanie and Alexia's beef when everybody had peace. And I'm bringing that up because Kiki's very calculated. I pay attention to that based on the press tour that she's been on recently. Uh, because we heard that the reunion was not good for her, and then suddenly she's in the press and all these crazy things and I'm following people. But Kiki's definitely calculated because why would you bring up those two when you guys are finally having a good moment? And why the hell does Kiki always have to offer to get naked in some way? She kind of annoys me. She doesn't bring much, but Alexia basically makes a comment saying she feels like she gets blamed for everything. But personally, Alexia, we don't see her admit that she's wrong often. We just don't. She finds an excuse or a reason out of it. Uh, Not much happened in that scene. I'm just pointing out that Kiki bringing that up was odd.
It
Before I
wasn't
move
that it
forward.
was. I think it was odd, but it wasn't to me. She's always trying to make something stick to the wall. Even if she tries to spit or if she's tried to press, she's going to make sure something always sticks to the wall. And she does this all the time. And I don't know why no one on this cast can see that. And because what point did you need to bring that up? Y'all are having a good time. You having a good time. Why bring that up? They weren't doing anything with each other. It wasn't like they were giving each other stank faces. It wasn't like they were pressed against each other. They were going along to get along for the most part. So you bringing that up only is going to cause tension. And I don't know. And I felt like to some extent on this trip, not in other times, but in this specific, I think that was production because everyone's getting along. Everyone's having fun.
Yeah,
And
but nobody likes somebody either who's just going to always be willing to do what production says. And I feel like that's the only reason Kiki is kept because she's not
yeah,
interesting, don't really care for her story. I feel like they keep her because they need another person of color and she'll do what production asks.
yeah, that's why I said I feel like this was production doing it because it didn't make sense. It was like the scenes were going good, and then here she come. It was like, what did I just miss? I always feel like, what's funny with this franchise? I always feel like I missed something when I watch this. And I'm like literally rewatching it again. I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. What is she doing? And it's always Kiki. It's always I always feel like I miss something. And it's no, I don't miss anything. She really is just this messy. And it's like, well, damn.
Yeah, I don't like her too much, but
She
y'all,
reminds me of Chanel Ayan.
yeah, she does
Like,
a little bit. I could definitely see
mhm.
that.
Yeah,
I think
that's what
she
it reminds
thinks
me
that
of.
she's too much of the moment. She's a beautiful girl. Uh, she's a
But she
beautiful
allows
girl. I can
she
see how she would be a model, but I'm just not interested in her on this show.
but like Chanel Ayan, she allows her trauma to drive her. And that's something that I need her to work on
Yeah.
because you
Didn't
can't
Dubai
be
get canceled?
they did. They're not
That's
coming
what
back.
y'all can get.
Exactly. Doing all that
Way
mess in
she
that
did
season.
Milan, Lisa Milan last season. I said that's what your ass get,
Mhm.
Lord.
She stay on Instagram. You gotta watch her.
Yeah, Ayan, I think at first it was like, ooh, we love it and it's refreshing, and then you could tell that she was just working to keep up what people liked about her. And the way she switched though in that last season with who's supposed to be her friend, I said, oh no.
That didn't surprise me at all. That's what Kiki's doing. That's why I said she reminds me of Shania. That's what Kiki is doing on this show. She's aligning herself to then go against. And that's why I don't like when women do that because that is stupid. Like, why do you feel like you need to have to kiss all these white women's asses like this? Like, that's
Well, yeah,
crazy to me.
child, that's what Kiki's doing though. The ladies do have a spa day. Julia was massaging people's feet was very just I cringed. I don't want to talk about it. Um Gertie, I'm just gonna go over in segments because there's a lot. Gertie mentioning to Adriana about, possibly needing to go to therapy. Adriana, I will say this: keep pursuing your degree in psychology because she gave such good advice. Um, I respect Gertie for recognizing trauma. I actually think it's healthy for your spouse to point out sometimes that your trauma may be impacting you. So I respect Gertie for that. Now, Alexia and Stephanie talk. And Stephanie explains that she was mortified when she heard from other people that Alexia and Marisol were not coming on the plane because she thought that they had bonded and she put the seat next to her and all this crazy sedity shallow shit. And Stephanie explains to Alexia that Julia had said in front of everybody that Alexia and Marisol felt like she was bossy, not the nicest person, and they didn't want to deal with the divisiveness that Stephanie was trying to do with the plane. Alexia responds and says that she does feel like Stephanie is bossy. Alexia feel like anybody bossy who challenged her though. Let's keep it a bug. Alexia also says that Marisol was the one that was bothered by Stephanie and what she wanted to do with the plane. And apparently what really ticked off Marisol was that Stephanie went and had lunch with Adriana. I said, no, Marisol, why you go and make peace with this girl in front of everybody? But then in the background, you mad because somebody went and had lunch with Adriana. Why are you trying to ice Adriana out? And why is your hairstyle the same every fucking episode, Marisol? Like, what is going on? I'm sick of it. And Alexia, you ain't as friendly with Marisol as I thought. Because I would have sat there and been like, yeah, there were some feelings, but I want to move forward with you. But I wouldn't have threw my friend under the bus. What reason, Alexia, do you have for your best friend? Y'all bitches was in tears over that Spanish man singing that song in your ear, hollering, talking about, oh, you're my best friend. I do anything for you. So why couldn't you just say, yes, I chose to stay away. I thought this was that. When Marisol is always defending Alexia. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm not surprised because Marisol's a snake. I think we all know that watching the show. But I'm looking at Alexia like, I was feeling like maybe Marisol was being Alexia's puppet this season, but it's the other way around. It's definitely the other way around. So that was an interesting thing. Alexia basically says that Marisol needs to speak up. She tells the camera because she's like, everybody knows that Marisol's not confrontational. Then why the fuck are you on TV? Just saying. But she's not confrontational and she doesn't understand why Marisol didn't speak up about being so upset. But these two do make peace because apparently Stephanie and Alexia both have siblings that can't stand them and they bond over that. James.
That says a lot about them. That's
Right.
all that's all I'm gonna say. That says a lot about them. You know, we can't that's a lot to unpack because why is the next question I have. And what happened? Because it wasn't like you said neither one of them said that their siblings did anything to them.
Hmm. And
So
neither
now
one of them encouraged the other to take the leap and talk to their sibling.
exactly. This is giving me very much Danielle Cabral from Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Hmm.
I will never understand that situation because she wasn't very clear on what it was. And the same thing I could say about those two ladies. You're not being clear on what the actual issue is, but you're bringing it up on TV. So, what are we supposed to dissect from this situation? And it's funny how they keep saying that, you know, who was this, Marisol or Alexia, that wasn't confrontational? It was Alexia, right?
Alexia said that Marisol is not
Mm,
confrontational.
Okay. But she's a big time manipulator. And it's
She is.
crazy that she's
Yeah.
not confrontational when she carries one of the biggest traits of a confrontational person.
That's
So
the
that's
thing. A lot of people don't even understand
mhm,
that to be confrontational can be in many different forms. Most people who are manipulative aren't or narcissists are not always the loudest people in the room. They're sometimes the quietest and sneakiest. And that's how Marisol moves. She
mhm.
acts like she's just above everyone and just
No,
the
but
one.
see, here's the thing, and also in the same context of that, manipulators can also, which is a form of confrontation, make other people do their dirty work for them.
Yep, that's the most common thing they do.
Yep. And that's what
So
she's been
common.
doing this entire time is that she uses puppet strings to kind of control everybody. She did that with oh, what's that girl's name? It's blanking on me. Shoot, I have to think of it when I'll text you when I think of. But I just feel like for me, these women are too old to be acting like this. Who cares at the end of the day? And
Adriana
then
gonna come
another,
get you.
huh? Let her come
Adriana,
on.
she gonna come
I'm ready
get
for
you.
her because I feel like to me there's nothing more upsetting and there's nothing more ridiculous than someone who won't acknowledge the milestones of their life. I think that that is ridiculous. I think that is stupid. There's a reason why you've been put on this earth for so many years. You gain wisdom, you gain life, you gain experiences, and you gain so many memories that should be enjoyable for you unless your life was a whole bunch of fuck shit from 0 to 35.
Mm,
So
mm.
I don't want to hear from someone that won't even acknowledge their real age, Blanche Devereaux. So I'm not going to sit up here with that.
She's crazy for it.
Yes.
But Shanny, your comment had me chuckling because I agreed with it as well. She said, I don't know nothing about either of them and was gonna say it sounded like they both not shit. They're not. Stephanie, it's also come out the way that she got her husband was a little bit shady. So I'm not surprised.
It was giving real Lisa Barlow.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
Let
agree.
me find out that's the reason why her and her siblings ain't talking.
I feel like that's a piece of it. I feel like
I do.
it's definitely a piece of it, especially with them being twins. I feel like she probably always, as the one who's not the twin, naturally probably felt ganged up on
Because
and stuff like that.
wasn't I don't remember if the sister was older than Lisa or younger than Lisa, but I just knew John was with that sister. And for me, I she kind of rubs me like that too. She gives me that she was very much Maxine still and Terry's man on Soul Food. She really does give me that energy. I don't know. I don't know why, but that's what she gives me because it's like it doesn't make sense.
Shout out to my little sister. We are actually very close in age. But I ain't never had to worry about that. She date the colorless men. I ain't got that problem. I ain't got that problem. We date totally opposite men. So I'm grateful for that because that's the last thing I need, child. Last thing I need. Because this is obviously something that happens in people's lives all the time just based on reality TV. And that's crazy to me because I would never date anybody, even if I like them or lusted for them. If you dated my family, it's a no. It's a strong no. I liked you, but that brother's story was suspect. Oh, it was her older sister. Ooh, that's even
That's
worse.
worse.
That's
That's
worse.
very worse. Like that's because
Salt Lake City is back Tuesday, y'all.
Yes, on my channel, I will be covering it.
I'd also like to remind everybody, before we talk about how much we love the people in Salt Lake City, reminder that some of this cast, how they would feel about us as people of color, based on some stuff that's coming out about Utah. I don't trust any of them heifers, not even Mary. Moving forward, Gertie goes to therapy. They're done with the cruise. Right. Thank you. It's a strong no. I don't want you. Ain't no way in hell. And if we end up together, we got to leave America. Can't do it.
You would have had to have been like a friend's ex from like 30 years ago for me to like even
30
consider.
years and forgotten. Like people don't
Forgotten,
moved on, had
like, yeah, you
kids,
done,
traveled the world.
right. Like, I would, yeah, it would have to be because that's a crazy situation to be in. Even though if the shoe was on the other foot and so on, I wouldn't care because once I'm done with you, I'm done with you. I ain't got nothing for you. But like, and I wouldn't look at my friend any different either. I'm just that person. But on the flip side, no, I would never do it.
Absolutely. Because why?
Yeah.
But Gertie, they're back on land. The cruise is over. Gertie goes to therapy. You could tell Gertie was struggling. This is actually a scene. My husband and we were watching it together, and we're like, I wish she didn't do this on camera, because you can tell when people do therapy on a reality show and they're like just doing it so they could look like they're getting better. I think a great example of that is Jax Taylor. But then you could tell when people are going to therapy and actually looking for something that may be genuine. And you could tell she was just emotional before she even had the opportunity to talk, thinking about the stuff that she would have needed to discuss. I respect Gertie for going to therapy, especially as a woman of color and coming from a Haitian background. Therapy is still taboo in a lot of different cultures and in the African-American community. I can attest to that. It's even more taboo to find African-American therapists. I'm the only African-American student in my counseling classes right now as a graduate student. So it's still like taboo. So I respect Gertie for doing that a lot, especially with her background. But we do learn some things about Gertie. She has a lot of trauma from her cancer, which is to be expected. But the way that she came to this country, it sounds like she came to this country illegally. And before they got their paperwork for her, she had to sit in a house with family members that she really did not know. And she describes it as feeling like prison because they didn't want her to go outside or anything like that. Because if you ask for papers, you could be sent back. Other reasons is she couldn't go to school until she had paperwork. So she, expressed how she felt uncomfortable, went to school, got to a point of becoming bullied. And she's highlighted how having the water thrown on her by Julia and dealing with the woman in the group at that time made her and reminded her to feel bullied. But I also thought that also showed how she was able to stand up and kind of revive herself in this group and not show them weakness, which I respected. But she definitely spoke about having resentment toward her parents. For those who are not Haitian, or those who may not be of African-American descent or of African descent of any culture, or Caribbean, any of it, our parents are a little bit different. It's harder to tell. My mom is a therapist, and she struggles to accept or hear any faults that she may have had as a parent with her kids. And she is a licensed marriage and family therapist. And so I feel like in the Black community, it's a little bit more difficult to express to our parents when things have gone, wrong, or where they may have faulted us or resentment we have towards them. I think it's especially difficult for people who come from Haitian culture, Caribbean culture, and cultures like that, because it's a different type of respect they have for their parents. It's much different from American culture. But I feel for her. I wish her the best. And I don't want to see her doing that, because you could tell she wanted to be vulnerable and just let it out. But I kept seeing one of her eyes wander toward the camera, and that's unfortunate. So I wish her healing. But James, how'd you feel about her therapy?
That she shouldn't have had that session on camera. Because to me, I do feel like she was holding back a lot. And I don't know if at that time, because how Trump's immigration was, Even though I'm sure she has her paperwork now, but I'm just saying, like, you don't know how that could be taken. So I think she was trying to be careful with how she was feeling and also probably exposing other people in her family that may not have their shit together. You know, you always got to be careful about who's watching because you know the feds do watch Bravo. They do. Shout out to
Yeah.
Candy and Todd. You know,
Well, we
Cynthia.
know that she has her papers because she couldn't go to school without them, but she definitely
It was like she was
she has a
protecting
lot of
somebody.
pain.
Yeah.
I don't think I think the person she was protecting was herself. Because if we pay attention to what she was saying, she said that
Mhm.
she's never talked about these things. And it didn't even sound like something that she has bottled up, that she doesn't talk about these things and didn't even understand that they were impacting her. So it sounds like she just kind of grew up with a different mindset and now is seeing that these things are impacting her. But she doesn't need to do it on TV, I don't think.
No, I agree. I felt like that was way too much, and that was
Because
way too
people watch
personal.
this show and talk about her bald head, say horrible things to her, racial slurs,
Right.
knowing the stuff that she's been through. Like the Bravo audience, I think a good example is the Orange County audience. A lot of that audience is
Mhm.
yeah, that's what we'll say,
Tell some
James. Is
change the devil. Should change.
mhm.
That's why I don't watch it. That's the
Yep,
main
that's
reason why I
true.
don't watch it.
This is true. This is a fact. That's exactly what it was. Teresa's was funny though. I'll never forgive. I just watched House of Villains the last season with New York and Teresa. I didn't keep up, but I was watching it doing homework the other day and was cracking up because the first thing New York said to her, you know, in spite of your hairline, I'm gonna give you a chance. I said, New York,
Of course.
because we
Of
know
course.
Teresa's hairline is toe up. We know she toe up. I'm sorry. I'm surprised she found a husband a second time. But moving forward, before I get myself in trouble, Alexia, Marisol's husband Steve, and Alexia's son Frankie, who, for those who do not know, he experienced TBI, traumatic brain injury from his accident. They all have dinner. The food looked good. I'm not gonna lie. Marisol looked
Mm.
like your husband can cook. I love pasta though, so there's that. I'm a slut for pasta. Stephanie, nothing happened at this dinner much, you guys. I don't think I'm gonna go over it.
I was
I
gonna
feel
say,
like
what did
with
they talk about?
Alexia, they talked about Todd, and Marisol is a little too comfortable bringing up Todd in front of Alexia's son. You her best friend, and you know she don't talk to her son about that. So why are you bringing him up in the relationship up, and then trying to encourage her to not be with Todd in front of the boy? Like that was inappropriate, and that was more manipulation. But there's nothing else really we can say. I thought it was weird we had to watch them eat dinner. And who the fuck invites someone to their house for dinner and doesn't eat? But you know, I'll leave that there.
I mean, I've done that before, so I can't really speak to
I mean,
just
if you're sitting
because
at a table or just having someone come over and it's like casual or formal like that.
no, it was formal like that. I just kind of stuck to the salad kind
But
of
you ate
situation.
something. She
That's only because
didn't eat shit.
I Kevin Reynolds, thank you so much for
Listen, I'm
fucking.
African. That's rude. If you go and you don't eat nothing, and I'm hosting you in my house, it's like, oh, I can't eat my own food, but I'm serving it to you. But maybe that's just a cultural thing. Let me stop tripping. Maybe my husband's right. Maybe I am crazy. I don't know. Hell.
No, you're not crazy. You're right. It's just there's certain people in life that should not boil water. And I'm just saying, I know somebody, I'm very close to them. And yeah, it was just like the only thing I felt I was safe to eat was the salad.
You know what? We have a mutual friend from high school like that. I don't like her food is all boxed, and then she liked to add all sorts of sauces and sour creams. And then she be leaving stuff out. And
Ooh.
recently she learned she got a critter in her house.
Put that in the private chat. I need you to know. I need to know who he's
Yeah.
talking about.
So like even like if it's a cup or anything at the house, like we will look at it. I gotta like wash it myself.
Ooh.
Yeah, she needs to be put on hoarders, but I'm gonna keep that to myself before I get in trouble. Uh You can mess up a salad. You absolutely can mess up a
Absolutely,
salad.
you can. Let me tell you, I know somebody who did it. Real quick, we're gonna go in a rabbit
Oh
hole right quick.
no. A salad? How the fuck you mess up leaves?
Let me explain it. So it wasn't that she messed it up like internally. It was just more so she put things that necessarily did not belong in a salad. So it was
What?
really weird. It was okay. So it was goat cheese, artichoke hearts, beets, carrots. But the reason why it was messed up, because that doesn't sound bad, right?
Beets
So
and what else?
beets, artichokes, carrots,
Wait,
and
what?
yeah, all
Beets
that went in the
and
beets
artichokes.
and
Oh, she
artichokes.
wanted y'all to take a good shit.
Yes, exactly. And that's where, and this is where she messed up. She didn't drain any of the liquids that came in the jar.
Wait, in the jar.
Yeah, because artichoke hearts come in a jar. So
She
she just
didn't
poured
boil
it.
them.
No,
You don't
she,
put a jar nothing in a salad. It's fresh. That's what a salad is supposed to be.
but she didn't drain any of the juice.
Why did I'm mad she even used the damn jar?
Exactly. So now you saw my dilemma. When I tell you, I was like, you don't even need salad dressing at this point. What are you doing?
Oh,
And
it
I'm
was
not eating
wet.
that because I saw her do it.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Candy, I don't
Exactly.
go there no more. My husband actually said we can't go back. And I am not bullshitting y'all. I'll bring Mr. Besto here right now. And if I whisper in his ear who I'm talking about, he has made it very clear we're not going back, not to invite this person on any vacations. He don't he don't got issues with nobody. But yeah, I can't go back if I wanted to, girl. I can't. And if he heard about the wet ass salad with the artichokes out the can, he probably wouldn't let me hang out with James again if he had me somewhere like that either. So I
No, I
listen.
wouldn't. Let me tell you something. When I tell you, if I did do that to you and you don't read that person for filth, we can't be friends no more because I read her for absolute filth. I said, no, you didn't do this.
She was on a good track too. She could. She should have got some cranberries with them beets and
I don't
just some.
eat beets. I'm not a beet person, but she just, yeah, that's what she put in the salad. And I don't remember what was the main entree. I don't remember because this was some years ago. But I
It
just
was an
remember.
entree. Oh
No,
god.
I said there was an entree. Yes, there was an entree, but it was somebody's birthday. I don't remember if it was her sister's or her neighbor. It was somebody's
A
birthday.
happy birthday.
Hmm.
Who the fuck
Oh,
serves salad at a birthday? Where the barbecue at?
you don't know, girl. This is Arizona. Let me tell you something.
Y'all
That is our color people are oppressed.
don't barbecue?
They
Oh my
are
god,
oppressed. When I tell you they not like regular black folk, they are
they don't
oppressed.
barbecue?
No, they when I tell you it is salads and like if they do like anything, it's like store bought.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like my family, my family, we barbecue. We
Yeah,
don't even need a reason to barbecue. We'll just do it. But no,
right.
not all color folk like us are created equally in Arizona. They're just not.
Oh wow. Okay. We done got off topic, but oh wow. I don't know why that hurt my heart for them people.
No, it shouldn't. You should wanna cuss everybody out and be like, if y'all don't wake y'all asses up,
James
wake
is
up.
with somebody else.
Wake up. You sleeping. That's what you need to say. But yeah, continue on with the show because we are getting sidetracked. Sorry.
I can't stand you. The last it's just the last scene we got. Not much happened. So Stephanie and Adriana, they meet up. Stephanie is planning a show you whatever the fuck her company's called and a Christmas party. I'm noticing that. I'm watching Love After Lockup, y'all. They got Christmas decorations. Everything on TV now seems to have been filmed at Christmas. They all working together. But Stephanie checks in with Adriana and why she was so down and grumpy on the ship. And basically, Adriana says that she was drained dealing with the drama. I thought she would bring up her birthday, but she really didn't. She just said the ladies and the drama. And we know she's been feeling away towards Julia. So she was just kind of fed up with it, which I get. I actually get like that when I start seeing my friend, like, if I have a friend and I'm out with them and they start acting funny or different based on who they around, I'm gonna just get quiet and watch to avoid like saying some shit that'll disrupt the friendship. You
We had a
know?
former friend like that too.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You sure do. Yep.
Oh Lord, you right.
Whatever that environment was, she was going to adapt. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life.
It was crazy. I'll never forget riding through the streets with her. We was driving back from Huntington Beach, but we had to roll through Inglewood. I took a shortcut. Next thing I know, she hanging out the car, wanted to change the music selection. I have no shame in my game. I was slapping in sync. You feel me? I slap in sync. I listen to Taylor Swift right through the hood. I don't care. God damn it. But she felt the need to change the music, changed up her whole way of talk, all this. I was like, wait a second, just a minute
Hmm.
ago, it's a love
Right.
story. What the hell happened? Wait.
It was before he cheats by Carrie Underwood, and then you turn up talking about some, is you rolling by Gucci Mane, and it's like, wait, how
Wait,
we get
what?
here? How we get here? Yes.
No, 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 no. What the hell? Yes, yes. I never got. I was listening to "I Want It That Way," and that bitch changed my fucking song in my car when I was driving. Right, but don't laugh at me, Josiah, because you know she got on the song while I was driving. I'll never forget, James. She turned off the AC driving through LA in the summer.
Oh gosh.
And it was right at the end of the song too. And they're the tell me why. Bitch, you gonna change the song to
Hmm.
E40's choices? We're not even in the Bay Area. Talk
Finna
about
get you. Finna get
warriors.
you shot.
Right.
finna get you shot. Like,
People
I don't
looking
know
at
what.
me crazy. I'm
For
looking at them
real.
like, we ain't from here.
And you
Leave
in
me alone.
Inglewood of all places, girl, please.
They was
You
looking
was
at us.
definitely finna get shot. Yeah, you was definitely asking for it. She's done that. You know what's funny is she's done that with me, but she was in her own shit. She wasn't in my car. She was in her own shit. We were picking up my youngest sister. She's adopted. We were picking up her sister so she can go see her baby daddy. We off a seminary,
Oh no.
and she had the Mustang at this time. Do you remember she had that Mustang?
I do, unfortunately.
Okay, so she had that
Mustang
Mustang at that
is
time, and
rising.
she over there, she had her hair up, and she was swinging her ponytail and everything, and then running up against a black lady's car, talking about some. And that black lady wrote that window there. She said, "All right, now you're gonna get your shit took. Don't play with me." I'll never
Not she
forget
not
that.
seminary. For those who do not know,
Right. On Civic of all places to be at, my crazy behind in the back ducking because I already know what that's about to. I already know it's about to. Because I already know what's about to happen. I ain't stupid.
y'all
I'm
don't
in the back.
understand. We need to like just get on here and have story time because
I am so down for it. You have no idea how down I am for that. Don't pressure me with a
oh
good time like that. I
Lord.
have so many stories in the Bay Area. It is crazy, but that's one I can remember. So when you said that, that came to mind. I remember she did that, and then when the
Mhm.
lady was cussing at her, she was quiet and drove away. I was like, oh
Thank you.
no. No, you wanted to go, no, you want to go toe to toe with the lady. That lady was bad about it. And then you gonna sit there and be quiet.
Right. See,
Now, see, yeah, finna get a shot.
okay. I
Yeah,
just cannot.
I'm glad that God saved my life that day because I know that lady was ready to get us.
There's been a lot of situations with that one. I'm trying to tell you, we need to come together and write a damn book about it. We just got to change the names of everything so that we don't get caught up in no lawsuits.
Right.
Oh
Yes, we gonna
Lord.
definitely change the names. I don't know what I'm gonna make her name in the book, but I know it's gonna be created.
Something creative. But y'all, not
Mhm.
much happened at the end of this episode. Adriana was not surprised to hear about how shady Marisol was. Adriana been trying to warn us all. But Adriana did point out, and she has been telling us that Alexia is actually Marisol's puppet because Alexia is not too smart. So I see that. But I did appreciate Stephanie saying that if Marisol is going to come for her, she better come for her and get her, because if she misses, Stephanie says she's coming for that ass and she won't miss. So I said, oh. And I feel like Stephanie can handle Marisol without doing all the extra stuff that Adriana and the rest of the women do that just makes Marisol say, oh, young heifers, you know? Like, I feel like Stephanie will know how to come at Marisol. I don't care for Stephanie too much yet. Like, I think she's a good addition for getting the girls in order, but I just don't know if I care for her individually yet as a housewife, if that makes sense. But that's it that happened in the episode, James.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was a good episode for the most part, but
honestly, they lost steam after Gertie stopped engaging them, because we don't care about Lisa and Larsa. And after Alexia says she was perpetrating, I don't care about shit that come out her mouth no more. I don't.
You know how I love about a housewife that be perpetrating. Hey, Sheree, how you doing?
She's coming back. God help me.
I don't know how true that is.
I don't think she's coming back full time. I think she'll be back.
I think they're gonna make like an appearance on like episode 10 or something. I don't think she's back, which is good because I don't need to see any more perpetrating. I just don't. I don't need to see it. I'm good. Y'all can keep Kim and Sheree where they are. We're good. Trust me. K Michelle was it. That's all we need.
I actually think K Michelle will do well because she'll read you before she'll smack you. Pinky, absolutely. I don't know, but we'll see.
I'm curious to see how she gonna do because she doesn't give me reality TV star.
Step up her fashions for reality TV based on every picture I've seen.
I need her to do something with that hair.
Yeah, it's stressing me out.
Because that Andale from the Parkers look is just not. It's not hitting. It's not hitting.
R.I.P.
Shout out to who? Yeah, shout out to her. I miss her so she was so funny to me.
She was. Oh Lord. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for now. Anybody that's been keeping up with Deb's house, I will be doing Deb's house tomorrow. I'm going to try and do it in the morning. I do have another concert I'm going to. Yes, I do go to probably too many concerts, but I'm going to live my life. I ain't got no kids. So I'll probably be live sometime around noon tomorrow. Be sure to be on the lookout as well for James's channel. The link's in the description so that you guys don't miss when he comes back. He's going to go over Heart and Hustle a little bit, as well as Love and Marriage Huntsville. Salt Lake City's coming back, and he will be back full-time once it returns.
Yes, and also Real Housewives of Potomac will be back, I'm hearing, on October the 11th, from what I understand. So I'm ready for that one, too. And the Braxtons, surprisingly.
Hopefully, and Potomac that week.
Lord have mercy. Y'all be with me because y'all know.
The Braxtons.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Heart and Hustle. I'm gonna have quite a few shows, just as long as Real Housewives of Potomac don't get on my nerves. And based on the little 5-minute clip I saw with Stacey versus Ashley, they gonna get on my nerves. I already know. And I'm Team Stacey for anybody that want to challenge me.
Oh, you might regret that statement.
No, I'm not, because at the end of the day, I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I see what they're doing.
Just as shady as them, so I'm not really.
Absolutely, but I'm on their side because they need to tell their business.
That's true. That is
true. So that's how I look at it. I'm Team Stacey. I don't care who don't like it. I'm Team Stacey.
Oh,
I don't like when they team up and then try to get one person iced out. That's crazy. They did it with Mia,
but they have reason. Mia deserved that.
She did, but I don't feel like Stacey's done anything to deserve that. Because Giselle's authentic. Ashley's authentic. I think not. So yeah, I'm Team Stacey.
They ain't lied on their kids though, compared to Mia. Mia pissed me off, but
yeah,
she really thought she'd be a housewife too elsewhere. No, boo, we don't like you.
We don't like you that much.
Yeah. We go off the internet, you guys. I hope everyone enjoys their Friday night. Shout out to our replay gang. We hope y'all like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.